Okay. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. And we finally reached the finale of Fionna and Cake. I don't know how to feel. I'm in this present moment and feeling mixed emotions because I'm so happy that we've seen the culmination of everything that we've been watching throughout this entire season. But also, I'm so sad to see the season go. I've been having a blast watching this series with everyone and reviewing every episode week by week of Fiona and Cake and getting everyone's thoughts and seeing the characters grow and change. But now that it's Christmas Day, this 2025, we have to say goodbye to season 2 of Fiona and Cake. But also, I have to say, it was a sweet ending. I have to be honest with you. I was so anxious for this episode because I kept thinking to myself, will Finn live? Will Finn die? It made me so nervous and scared. So coming up to this episode, I didn't know how to feel, but after watching it, I'm so relieved. I'm so happy that our boy Finn is still alive. He's living, and he's not only living, he's doing well after this episode. It's everything that I hoped for, especially after seeing some screenshots and after seeing some concept art for this episode. I really thought our boy was gonna be gone after the season. I mean, we watched the season. It hyped up the fact that Finn might be dead, but he's not. And not only is he not dead after the season, he's thriving with his girl, Huntress Wizard. This episode started off right where the last episode ended, and Princess Bubblegum, she called Minerva, she called Finn's mom, and we get right to the point. And I actually like that. Even though I felt like this episode was probably a little fast-paced, because it did feel like everything was like coming all at once, I did enjoy the moments that happened and the feeling I got from this episode. But going back to the beginning of the episode, again, the last episode ended, goes right to Minerva, Finn's mom, and I'm glad they didn't do this thing where they uploaded Finn's mind to some AI consciousness that Minerva was kind of put through. So I'm actually happy that Huntress Wizard was able to save Finn the natural way. In this episode, we found out that all of Huntress Wizard's seeds that were planted all over different dimensions, as we found out in episodes ago, came to help her find an understanding of basically where she belonged. And as we thought, which wizard that Huntress beat the crap out of and bagged up basically helped her use the powers together to find the correct Ooh and help Huntress get to the spot that she needed to be in. And after Witch Wizard and Huntress putting their magic together and coming up as a team, which is what they probably should have been doing in the first place. And when I say first place, I mean when Huntress was a kid and needed that support and help. But after they come together as a team and use their magic, they're able to get back to Ooh. And after after a couple of fake outs, as in we thought we might have Jake pop up in this episode. It was a fake out, but it was a good fake out, a clever fake out. And I can't say that I thought for real that Jake was gonna pop up, but it was a good fake out. In the shadows, there's a figure that looks like Jake, but after the character turns up, it actually is Nepter. And not only does that scene fake us out, by showing Neptune when we thought it might have been Jake in the silhouette. It also fakes us out by making us believe that Princess Bubblegum and Minerva was going to transfer Finn's soul and his being into this candy character, this basically robot. And I did not want to see that at all. I did not want to see Finn be transferred into some artificial being. I mean, our boy Finn deserves way better than that. And after all of Simon's help, after all of PB and Huntress Wizard and Marceline and everyone this entire season that did everything they could to save Finn, after all their effort, our boy is saved. He was saved by Huntress Wizard, but it wasn't like how people were expecting. I think a lot of us expected Huntress to give Finn this kiss of life, which she did kiss Finn, but I don't think it was this whole thing of Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty where it was meant to be, and the kiss of life, or the Savior's presence, which, don't get me wrong, Huntress Wizard 100% was able to save Finn. And after all her hard work this entire season, these past 9 episodes, she deserved to save Finn. But she didn't do it alone. And we find out that Fionna played a huge part in saving Finn, and I'm so glad that they were able to tell this story of Fionna being able to connect with Finn, because they do have this shared being. They are technically one person. I love that Shawshank Redemption moment where Fionna kind of pushes the poster of Finn and she pulls it away, and she's able to enter the mind of her other's half. And I feel like we forget sometimes, but this is the truth. Fionna is Finn, and Finn is Fionna. And just because Fionna does not have the same level of maturity and the same level of experience as our boy does not mean that she doesn't have a life to live. And we have to be patient, because Finn had the entire Adventure Time series. He had friends and he had companions and he had this whole life to live that we experienced. You and I, everyone that watched the series, were able to experience Finn living his life and growing and developing. And Fionna, she only had maybe she had a couple episodes in the original Adventure Time series, but this series is really her growth. This series is really her expansion into being a person of her own. So one of my favorite parts of this episode was Fionna interacting with our boy Finn in that treasure chest. And it's like Fionna interacting with herself, because they both are two sides of the same coin, and Fionna needs to complete herself by talking to Finn and experiencing what Finn has experienced. And I hope, and this is me talking about future seasons now, I do hope that future seasons expand that relationship. And Fionna talking to Finn is also her talking to herself, like I said, and the way she communicated was beautiful. Her telling Finn about Huntress and how Huntress cares about him, and seeing that flash to Huntress with this beautiful artwork. I mean, it was gorgeous. And Finn coming to life and everybody going crazy, and Finn finally getting that love and that kiss from Huntress Wizard. I mean, I was so hyped to see it. I mean, there was also a scene where Bubblegum was crying. Bubblegum, of all people, was crying, and she even gave her crown up. And I wonder if that's going to play a part in the future seasons. Also, seeing that Cake was able to go back to Ooh and communicate with people, and especially communicate with Mcron, because it did feel like in the last episode, episode 9, that the cosmic worm or the karmic worm. But she goes to Mcron and makes peace, and they both agree to be friends. And that's also a beautiful story that's being told. I mean, not every relationship has to end in romance, and you don't need to be with someone in order to care about them. Sometimes friends is more than enough, you know? So I'm really glad that Cake found that peace with Mcron, and that Cake came back to the world that we know and love, and she was able to be with Fionna and her friends in this episode. And speaking of Fionna, she was able to make peace with all her friends. Now, I did feel like it was kind of like fast paced, the way Fionna was able to like connect with everybody and make peace and find this sense of like safety and security. But I also do feel like they're her friends. They understand why she destroyed the things that she did, and they do love her. And she I do love the fact that she also like made an effort to do it. It wasn't just like Fionna saying, "Hey, I'm sorry guys." It was more like Fionna saying, "I'm sorry," but also making an effort to prove that she's apologetic for what she's done. She made that cake for Gary. She made that cake for Marshall Lee. She went through the rounds. She even spoke. She spoke to Fennel about what she did, which it's very understandable if Fennel had needed time to really appreciate Fiona's apology and forgive her after Fionna kissed her boyfriend and did it right in her face. And they do make mention in the fact that it wasn't just that Fionna cheated with Flame Prince or Felix, but the fact that Fionna built up this care and this love, and the fact that Fennel is obviously a gender bent version of Fern. And if you know from the original Adventure Time series, Fern always wanted to be like Finn, loved Finn, he was a part of Finn. And I do feel like in this series we get the sense that Fennel always appreciated Fionna, always loved Fionna, always wanted to be just like her. So it broke her heart when she saw Fionna kiss her boyfriend. But Fionna was able to make amends, and hopefully Hunter in the future can forgive Fionna as well. I mean, I feel like this episode was like this whole love fest. I mean, everybody forgiving everyone, and I don't know how people are gonna take that, especially after everything that has happened. But I do hope that people get the message of forgiveness and peace and tranquility that this episode tried to portray, even with and I love to see it, even with Huntress teaching the kids and moving on from like being this cold-hearted and selfish person, which, let's be honest, Huntress was cold-hearted and selfish from time, but she also was selfless in her pursuit of saving Finn. And now she's selfless in her pursuit of teaching these kids wizard magic and hopefully how to be good people. And I'm just happy. I'm just so ecstatic to see our boy Finn alive and doing well, and hopefully in future seasons thriving. And forget about the Green Wizards. Even though the Green Wizards do get a bit of a redemption arc when we see Huntress kind of make peace with them, and even Spirit Dream Warrior, it feels like he's targeting a new person with Astrid. And again, that gives me so much hope for a third season of the show. And I want the show to go on forever if it could. I love the Adventure Time series, so I wanted to keep going. Even seeing Marshall with his new hairstyle and teaming up to make music with the Ice Queen, or Simone as she's known in this series. I do want to see more about that storyline. I do want to get more clarification about Simone, and is she suffering from what a lot of us thought, dementia? And we do need more. Now, one of the biggest shocks in this entire episode was the end credit scene where we hear Marshall singing his song and doing his thing and even getting money for it as he sings and strums his guitar at the corner. But the biggest shock was when we see Hudson Abadir pop up. We see Hudson Abadir pop up, and that is how the episode ended, and that gives me so much hope for another season. That proves to everyone that watched this episode that this show is not just okay, we're ending at season 2, no more. No, there's hype for another season. There's hype for many future seasons. And seeing Hudson Abadir in the Fionna and Cake world was a big shock for me. But that's my thoughts on this episode. Obviously, leave your comments below telling me what you thought of this episode. I do want to also say that I was able to interview Jesse Moynihan, who is a big part of the Adventure Time series. He worked on Adventure Time, the original series, and he has his own series called Jesus 2, and many more other projects that he's working on. I mean, I'll leave the link in the description and in the comments below where you can check his work out. He's also working on the upcoming Adventure Time series, Adventure Time Side Quests, and I'm so happy that I was able to talk to him and we had a great conversation. And I'm also so happy to be back involved with this whole Adventure Time lore and these cartoons that are coming out, and it's amazing. Like, this is a very pivotal time for Adventure Time fans and just Cartoon Network fans in general. And of course, just because this season has ended does not mean I'm going to stop making videos and talking about all the upcoming events when it comes to Adventure Time or even Steven Universe with Lars and the Stars. I mean, we have so much content to look forward to in 2026, and you can expect me to be right there in the mix for any information, any reviews, any updates you guys need. Again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys for the next video. I gotta think about this. I gotta savor the moment. Thank you guys for joining me in this Fionna and Cake journey, and I hope you stay on for the ride that's up to come. Thank you.